protests have erupted outside Afghanistan embassy in New Delhi. Protesters gathered against killing of Sikhs in Afghanistan's Jalalabad. And to bring us more details on this news story, I am joined in by correspondent Siddhant Sibal, who's joining us live. Siddhant, bring us the latest on these protests.
Well, massive protests have broken in the Indian capital against the killing of Afghan Sikhs in Jalalabad. Remember, 13 Afghan Sikhs were killed in that terrible attack in Jalalabad, including Avtar Singh, who was to represent the Sikh minority, the Hindu minority in Afghanistan. And behind me, you can see people with placards against that deadly attack that took place. The protest started from Teen Murti monument, and it's going towards Shantipat, where the diplomatic offices are based, including the Afghan embassy. The protest will go to the Afghan embassy. They will protest outside the Afghan embassy. There's a lot of police presence here so that there's no untoward event. But of course, the protesters have made sure that there's not much inconvenience to the common man here, but they are able to tell to the world what has happened to the Sikh community in Afghanistan, the problems they are facing. Once a bustling community in Afghanistan, there are just thousands, and in that thousand also we saw the terrible attack in which they lost the spiritual leadership, the political leadership of the Sikh community in Afghanistan. Yesterday, the community here in Delhi, the Sikh community and the Afghan Sikhs community, the leaders met the External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj, and of course they discussed various issues, including how their children can be safely brought to here in New Delhi. We went to a Sikh mohalla, the Afghan Sikh mohalla in Delhi yesterday also, where they discussed about the various issues they have been facing, including visa issues and other bureaucratic hurdles they have been facing. But of course there is palpable anger here on the streets of Delhi with the Sikh community against those killings which have taken place in Jalalabad, killing 13 Sikhs including Avtar Singh. So clearly you can see that anger is spilling on the streets of Delhi today against that terrible terror attack in Jalalabad.
Right. Also, Siddhant, what do they have to say about the only Sikh candidate who had planned to contest October's parliamentary elections over there, and that was Avtar Singh Khalsa? Indeed, there has to be, tremendous, anger amongst these protesters. What are their demands? Could you also enlighten us further about it?
Well, Avtar Singh was a person who was quite popular in Afghanistan, and yesterday the relatives of those killed met the External Affairs Minister. There was an ardas also done for the martyrs of that terror attack in Jalalabad, and of course people are remembering Avtar Singh here at the protest also, because he was a person who was leading the Sikh community in Afghanistan. We also spoke to the ambassador, the Afghan ambassador Shahida Abdali, yesterday in an exclusive conversation to WION. He said that he was a true patriot, and he said that in some ways the Afghan Sikhs and Hindu people are more patriotic than the common Afghans. So Avtar Singh, he lauded him. He said he's a true patriot. Avtar Singh was in conversation with WION for an exclusive interview just before the elections, being the only minority candidate, and his last words to WION were that he is contesting the election for the minority, to represent the minority in the parliament. And he said that he will demand the right of the minority in the parliament, both Hindus and Sikhs. He met the ambassador Vinay Kumar in Kabul. Avtar Singh was also the representative of the Gurdwara committee in Kabul. So he met the ambassador and discussed the various issues they are facing. But of course, you can see behind me a lot of protests on the streets of Delhi against those killings, against the killings of Sikhs in Afghanistan, in Jalalabad.
Absolutely, Siddhant. Let's hope that Afghanistan actually pays heed to the demands of the Sikh minority, which has already undergone tremendous, must say, trauma of the bomb blast that actually took place on July 1st.